Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm super inspired today because for lots of reasons. But one of the things that I'm most grateful for is actually the moments that I can sit and have gratitude in the early morning when nobody in my house is awake, and I can kind of sit here and look around my house and really feel just a huge sense of gratitude of where I live and what I have and the things, the people around me and my family, and just, just laughter and all those things that make up just for a very grateful existence. And I just wanted to kind of share that with you as we start our Zoom today, just full of gratitude for my family and peace. Just never want to take advantage of just a little bit of peace. So yesterday, I thought our Zoom was really great. I really enjoyed hearing so much from each and every one of you. And if you didn't have an opportunity to share your thoughts about what we discussed, please know that we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep sharing, what this Zoom means to you, why you want this Zoom, and how, as a group, we can do things together to really make things happen in your life in general, just you as a person. And so yesterday, I have the privilege of being on the National Marketing Director call every Monday. And yesterday was a really good one because, anytime David Bird gets on there, he really does bring it. And he brings reminders of things that you do know and stuff that, really to think about. And so I wanted to share with you a little bit about my notes. Believe me, I cannot broadcast this the way David Bird does, who is a coach. He is certainly extremely, knowledgeable about the things that he broadcasts and the things that he shares. But I thought that, for those of you who are on the NMD call, you know what I'm talking about, and I hope you will add to whatever I say, because these were just notes that I took very quickly as he was talking. And one of the things that I loved was he started out the conversation about being the CEO of your company. And, I say that all the time. Every time that I talk to people that have just started in this business, or that are continuing in this business, I always say, you're the CEO, you're the one in charge, you're the head of the team. As the CEO of the company, you have to make certain decisions in your business that people are going to follow. People follow the CEO, they follow the temperament, they follow the vibe, they follow how it's going to go. You're the one who is in charge, in terms of not in charge of people, but you are setting the tone. So if you've ever worked for a company, you know that the CEO is typically the one who sets the tone of the company, who has the directive, who knows what they want to achieve, and then, kind of helps everybody to find their way, implement it. And good leaders really promote that. They promote the people in their organizations to be the very best that they can be, and to give them the tools that they need to get there. And so we should never forget that the reality is that each and every one of us bought a business in Nerium, and we probably have other businesses as well, or we may work for other people. But anybody that's bought a business is basically that you are the CEO, and you do make decisions based every single day on if your company is going to move forward, or your company is going to be stagnant, or you're going to have to regroup, or you're going to have to make changes. All of those things happen because of the CEO. And so David talked about leadership, of course, and he said the top leaders create the clarity and the focus for your team. And this is a running theme in terms of everything that we do in our life, right? Some days we lose clarity and we lose focus, and things enter into our life, like small things, could be discouragement, could be people saying no, could be not really knowing if you're doing the right thing, could be disappointment, could be absolute, happiness. There's lots of things that come into that. And as a top leader, our job really is to create that clarity and focus for our team and to be consistent with it. So consistency is a huge part, right? So that is the hardest part for most everybody. Not, even the most successful people that you could talk to them and interview them, and they would talk about really staying the course, being consistent with their marketing, being consistent with the things that they need to drive their business forward. And so clarity and focus for all of us in our business is one of the things that we need to really have in our daily life, right? So if we're veering off, that's why we take notes. That's why we have we utilize our David Berg planner or a planner, and so that we know where our direction is, how we're going to get there, and to help the people that we've brought into this business, to help the people that we've are alongside of us to hone in on their clarity and focus on what they want. So it's not necessarily what you want, but to help them to become the leader that they want to be, understand where the clarity and focus is, and then implement it. Okay, so implementation, again, we've kind of talked about that before. So you got to have the energy, right? And so David Berg talked about the two sources of energy. He talked about the external energy, and he talked about the internal energy. And the external energy is really about waiting for the next event or waiting for the next product, or I'm kind of simulating it to the Nerium, but it's anything that you do. Well, I'll handle that as soon as I find out when the next product is coming out, or I'll have a party when I see that there's people that might have an interest in coming, or I really want to go to the next event to wait and see what they're going to change in terms of the business model, or I'm not going to put together an event until I go to the regional and see exactly how I'm going to do it, or I need to really focus in on the comp plan to see exactly how I'm going to be paid. These are external things that, waiting for, that's fine, and we can all wait as long as we want for that thing that we think is going to take us over the edge, or we can be in charge internally. And internally is really the most powerful, because that's the one that drives you to the decisions that you make, and it drives you to do the things that are consistent every single day in your life. So the energy that you have inside is what's going to perpetuate the energy outside. That's what's going to be the most contagious, right? So if you have the energy, if you control the energy, that becomes contagious to the people that you're around, to the people that you come in contact with, to the people that you talk to on a daily basis, and they really feel that from you, and you're the one who is in absolute control of that. Okay, so the external depends on the next wave. The internal is the strongest force. You are the source of the energy in your organization. It's a really incredibly good point, because at times when you lose your energy and your focus, when you live in remorse, when you're disappointed, when you're just not feeling it, by the way, whether you say it or not, people around you notice. And they really do notice, because it's happened to me. I know it. And sometimes I lived in remorse for almost the whole year of 2016, and the changes that I made. And I tried really hard to not let anybody know about it. I tried really hard to do all the things that I do. But, it really did show up in my life that I was living in remorse. I was living in, just because I closed my business, even though I wanted to close my business, it was still difficult. And so I realized that my energy is the source. Sometimes for other people, they need to borrow my energy until they find their energy. And that's what I had to do. I had to find an energy source that I could borrow for a while to help me get through the fact that I was having these issues. And so that's why, again, we come together, right? So that all of us can create that energy together, and we can kind of bring it out. So leadership is about empowering people, inspiring people, leading change, and sharing vision. It's a huge component to everything that we do in our life. Most of the people, and I'm not excluding anybody, I just can only talk from myself. One of the things I know as a mom is that it's very important for me to be a good leader in my home. It's a very important thing for me to be a good example for my children. And it's a very important thing for me to stand my ground in the things that I believe and what I think is ethical and what I think is good, because I know that the people around me that live with me every day, I'm hopefully empowering them, inspiring them. I'm hoping that I create an opportunity for them to change, and that we share some of the different vision and things for our life. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to discuss, and I want to open it up to the group, and we're going to come back to this party tonight, Lisa, which I want you to share with everybody. But I'm gonna open it up to the group real quick, because I think that all of us have leadership in us, otherwise we wouldn't be on this call. And as a mastermind group, I think it's really important for us to share the things that we are doing to create that energy, not only in ourselves, but what we're broadcasting to our group, and what the focus is. So does anybody have some ideas on that they could share in terms of energy and focus and what they're doing in their organization or the people that they're working with closely, and how they are transmitting that and getting that, to work in their life? Anybody? Just unmute yourself and we'll go from there. And I know there's a lot of you out there doing stuff. Okay, here we have somebody who's going to share.
Okay, this is Carla. Good morning.
Hey, Carla.
Yesterday when you were asking about what are we doing, I want to talk a moment about my excitement of being one of the members of this fantastic Cancun trip. And so what does a girl do? She starts shopping for bathing suits. I started looking online and thinking, I'm going to have 4 or 5 bathing suits. That's going to, if I get $1,000 in points towards my trip, I'm buying my first bathing suit. I'm going to start getting my suitcase ready. I'm going to start thinking about all the things for the trip. That's going to motivate me to make more phone calls, to start walking more, to put my firm on more, because I'm going to be out there in the sun having the blast of my life with all of my Nerium friends, and all 40 or 50 of all of the mastermind. Let's have a Cancun reunion of all of us masterminders.
Wow, that's great, Carla. That is totally great. Talking about it, shopping about it, doing about it. That's wonderful. I love that. And that really does broadcast that energy. It's so exciting. I'm looking forward to that too. You just got me really inspired. Oh my gosh, I don't want to get a bathing suit though.
Yeah. By the way, there's some fantastic online shopping. Oh my gosh. But don't get the one I'm going to wear, please.
Carla, I think that's awesome. Annie, I didn't even get to talk to you about this, but I don't know if everybody on here is on the planner, but in the planner, there's like a goal planning sheet under the yellow tracking tab. And I've never really used it or even knew it was in there. And Rob had me, he wants me this month to fill out my goal planning sheet on Cancun. So you write it in the present tense, and then you tackle the high payoff activities as you go along, which I think is pretty awesome, because he said, when we're as a group focusing on the trip volume month by month, it could be daunting to be like, okay, I have 500, I have 1,000. So to look at it through the big picture of what are the high payoff activities that get me the trip volume. So that goal planning sheet, I haven't tackled it yet, but Carla, it's exactly what you're doing. It's already picking out what you're going to wear, picking out who's coming with you on the trip, all of that. And then how many RRPs are you going to have from now until then to make that kind of thing happen? And I just thought that was wonderful, because you're already doing it, which is really cool. Oops.
You're muted, Annie. I don't know if you know that.
Okay. Who else would like to share their stories of energy and focus?
I would. This is Susie. Good morning, everyone. Carla, I'm ready to go too. Man, you got us all excited this morning. But they used to say, in relationship marketing, to fake it until you make it. And like you said, Annie, some days you have to borrow other people's energy and excitement, you know, and to get out there. We all do. We're all human. We're excited some days, and we have some days that are not so great. So you borrow Carla's excitement this morning, and Robin's, and yours, and everybody's, and take it out there. But I used to, when I first started relationship marketing in Amway years and years and years ago, I would put on a tape of a powerful speaker that I absolutely loved. He had a voice like God. And he'd put on this tape, and he's like, "You can do it. Go out there, make your goals and your dreams." And I go, "Yeah." And I'd put that on, turn it off, and then I'd make 5 phone calls. If you have to do jumping jacks, if you have to run around the block, do something to pump that energy into you, because you're right, Annie. You can walk around it, and some days you can fake it, but people feel it. So it's all important stuff. It's all great stuff that comes back to mind with our leaders here in Miriam. It's just a fantastic place to learn and grow and be the best version of what we can be and get to Cancun. I'm excited.
Yeah, Cancun. And you know what? All of us on here, I've been seeing lots of pictures of RRPs and new people. I saw yours, Susie. Everybody's doing a lot of that, and great results are coming from that, you guys, just like they're supposed to. It's 100%, because no matter what happens in that room, everybody's excited, and your energy is super important. And whether or not somebody becomes a customer or brand partner that day, they leave there thinking about exactly what they're doing. They know that you're professional. They know that you're making it happen. And you know what? It's 100% guarantee that they're going to either tell somebody about what you're doing, or they're going to come back to you if they didn't order, and they're going to order, or they'll become a business partner. So I agree with you. That's awesome. Thank you, Susie. Is there anybody else that would like to share some of their focus and energy as a leader that we could discuss? Because I know you're all doing it, and it's very helpful. Okay. Who has just unmuted? I can't see. You guys, anybody want to share a little bit of their focus and energy of what they're up to? Nobody's going to share?
Hey, Annie. Good morning, everybody. It's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I'll share quickly. I've got my kids running around over here, but just quickly, I try to stay plugged into my team as much as possible. So, well, first of all, I start my day off with you, Annie, and thank you for leading these amazing Zooms. And then on my way to work, because I started back to work, I will call like Caroline or Jen or somebody from the dream team, and we just motivate each other, pump each other up, and talk about what we're going to be doing for the day. So for me, that's been really helpful.
You know, that's a great point, is to be plugging into the people that you're in business with, and to be, because you're right, when you go back to work, you know, you're focused in on your work, and this is your, you know, this is your business, but you can't always be focused entirely when your day starts. And I know your job is, you have to be focused very much on what's going on and bring your energy and focus there. But, you know, it is great to be able to plug into the people and just get that sort of like burst of energy. And I do that too, Sarah, and I love that. So, and this is a great forum for that to start out the day. So I really do appreciate that. Okay, does anyone else have anything to share on their focus and energy? Because I think it's something really important that you want to, if you haven't already thought about that, which I'm sure you do, it was a great reminder yesterday when David Bird was talking, you know, focus in on what, clearly on what it is that you want, and then share that with the people around you. And I think the idea of Cancun and buying the bathing suits and being able to really, you know, look at exactly what you want to wear, the person you want to bring, all of that stuff is incredibly important. And you can architect your way right into that trip by just dreaming about it, writing about it, working about it, all of that. So, all right, anybody else have anything to share? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, I know Lisa was going to talk for a second about their market party tonight, which I know is going to be incredibly fun. And so Lisa, let me put the slide up, and then fire away. Are you there?
I am here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And all of this talk of excitement, you guys invite people to the market party tonight. Anna lives down in San Juan Capistrano. I would say without traffic, it's probably going to take her close to 2 hours just to get to our market party. We could not be more excited for this event. Now, just a couple of housekeeping for all of us as brand partners. This is in Fred's clinic. It's operational and seeing patients up until this afternoon, and then we are going to be moving all of the furniture out of the clinic, out of the lobby area, and setting up chairs so we can accommodate more guests. And really, we want to make sure that it's a packed house, so please invite your people. I just may be filling up the room with all of my own guests because I've been inviting away. But really, we have to make sure that the guests get a seat, and brand partners, please stand so that the guests that are there, whether you have a guest or not, can have a really good view and get all of the information that Anna is going to be sharing. And then after the market party, we have to return the office back to operational status because we do have patients first thing tomorrow morning. And so we ask that if everybody would help, fold the chairs back up again. I went and I got cups, so we have plenty of cups, and we have water, and just make sure that everything is cleaned up so that we're able to see our patients tomorrow morning. Now, this is a free event for brand partners and guests, and Anna is going to be there, and I know a lot of other national marketing directors are going to be there, and all of you are going to be there, and we're going to be there, and we're just so thrilled. So see you tonight. And if you don't, if you can't be there yourself, just let me know, let Annie know, and we're going to take care of your guests as we always would, but just let us know. So thank you.
That's great. And what I love, Lisa, about you doing your 30-second commercial about this market party is that, this is a way that we can really not only support the event, but the fact is that the more as brand partners we support an event like this, the more this event continues and shows up for us when we need it. So even if you don't have a guest, but you want to show up and support the event, it will also be another way of plugging in, of talking with Anna, of connecting with a bunch of people in your area. And it's a great way to really get re-energized and really focused on your business. So I remember when I first started in Nerium, Robert and I didn't know anything. We didn't even know what a market event was. We didn't even know what they were talking about, but there were very few of them. And we called up the company to say, where is this so-called market party? And they had one in Orange County and they had one in Ventura, California at the time. That's it. There wasn't one anywhere in between. So we had to make a decision on whether we were going to travel an hour and a half one way or about 45 minutes the other way. And we ended up, of course, going to Ventura. And it was our first time watching people speak that we had never seen before and really looking at their style and what they were talking about. And it was incredible. I really have to say it was incredible. It energized us. It made us so excited. And all we could think about was, wow, we want to go to that again. We want to see another speaker. We want to see their story. We want to hear what they're doing. We want to hear how they're doing stuff. So I really do encourage you, wherever you are, wherever you're located, that you support your local market party. And if you don't have a local market party, start one. You can start one in the back of a pizza parlor. You can start one anywhere, but start one. If you build it, they will come. And that's exactly what Fred and Lisa did. They started this market party, and again, it's free. The parking is free, and the amazing networking is just priceless. So I will leave it at that. And thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing. And I appreciate each and every one of you for hopping on today. I hope you got some good information, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you. See you
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Annie.
Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.